Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, the Doc of Detox, and guess what? We are here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and we're shooting out of the Braveheart Nation studios, and today it's the real Dr. Judy Mikovits show, and I'll tell you something, there's nobody more real than her. So it's not just that she's the real one, she's not the fake one like people have been trying to pretend to be her, but she's the real thing, okay? But today she's asked me to do something, so today I get to do my little dance, okay? What we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be talking about Doc of Detox, high vibrational electrical charge nutraceuticals. And why I'm saying this, because, well anyways, Judy wants to know some of my products. We put a slideshow together quickly. In the last half hour, maybe 35 minutes, we threw it together. And I'm gonna be going through some things that I believe that she can help the people that she is out there helping all over the world. And some of these things are actually nutraceutical products, but the other things are strategies that I like, that I really like. Did you guys know this? That every cell has 0.04 volts. Now I know there's different people saying different things. I'm going to the lowest voltage. You know what? If I go to the higher one and I'm wrong, then everybody says you're an exaggerator. So I never ever want to overestimate but underestimate. And I always want to underdeliver, okay? Because you have to do that in the natural health field. If you're a medical doctor, you can overdeliver and never ever deliver and nobody can do anything. But in the natural health field, we have to watch it. And it keeps us honest. It keeps us right. But you know what? We have to under-deliver, but at the end we'll over-deliver to you every time because Mother Nature and the creator of all things will never let us down, okay? Every cell has 0.04 volts. You have 50 trillion cells on average, okay? That means your body is 2 trillion volts. Energy medicine device, that's what you are. Okay, I'm gonna bring Judy on in just 3 to 5 minutes. I just wanna tell you something. There are no cancer, there is no diseases, there is electrical current problems. Okay, would you say that a Snickers bar has higher or lower electrical frequency, vibration, than an organic apple?
Lower.
Absolutely. Would you say that somebody who you look at them and you could go, oh my God, are they ever spirited, or a corpse? Which one has no electrical current?
A corpse.
That's right. And do you know why we love babies? Because they have 0.04 volts, not 0.03, not 0.02. And did you know this? That when your body drops only 15% in electrical conductivity, you get pain, inflammation, and you get swelling. Okay? And these are all just love messages from your body going, you're out of alignment. You better get back into alignment with self-care, self-love. And when that drops 15%, so does your oxygen level. And if it drops 35%, the only person to actually receive a Nobel Prize was Dr. Otto Warburg. And guess what? He discovered that, guess what? When you're 35% lacking in oxygen in your cells for more than 3 days, your cells get really anxiety-ridden because guess what? The personality in your cells is the personality that you have in your subconscious. And most people, the personality in their subconscious was actually programmed from 0 to 7, and you're not your authentic self. Because if you were, you'd never be sick. If you were your authentic self, you'd be abundant on all levels because you would make nobody an authority over you. And you would do nothing that dishonors or disrespects that God-given vehicle that you were given. And that's the God's truth, and that's what I want to teach. So now you drop 35% in your oxygen levels, which means that you drop 35% in your electrical conductivity. And guess what? You know what your cells go? I don't want to suffocate. I'm suffocating. The last time you were being choked, how did that make you feel? Life threatened? Well, what do you think? Your cells are any different? You have the same organs and the same personality in your cells as you do in your own subconscious that you run. And if you change your personality here, eventually, which is called the subconscious, it'll change the unconscious mind, which is the cells of the body, because they do what you do up here, whether you're in charge or not. Okay, so now your cells are going, we're suffocating. And guess what? There's no cancer. You know what? I have really nice friends. They talk about cancer all the time. They talk about cancer mutating throughout the body. And I call bull, you know, the sneaky kind? I call that, it's bull. It's bull. No, guess what? If I got what they call cancer, that's stage 4, 5, 6, 7 inflammation, whatever you want to call it. And it's in those cells and they're suffocating. And they go, we don't want to die. We don't want to die. So guess what they do? They live off the lactic acid because you're an anxiety monkey. And because you don't eat right, you don't think right, you don't drink right, you don't live right. Okay? And you don't know how, and it's not your fault. And I get it. But the reality is guess what they say? There's so much lactic acid around. And look at all the hidden sugar, because sugar has 66 names. And it's in all the foods, everywhere. And there's glyphosate and antibiotics and everything that's been processed. So end of story is we got leaky gut, which is leaky large intestine, pooping into our body continually. I'm going to prove that today, very shortly. And the reality is this, you never had cancer. You had inflammation. And guess what? Oh my God, you know what, Dr. Wolf? I had prostate cancer, and now I've got lung cancer. So I dealt with a man yesterday who told me this, and he's been given 55 days to live. And I will tell you that he will be alive in 150 days. He'll be alive in a year and a half. He'll be alive in 5 years. And he was given 55 days. And I'm going to be bringing him on live so everybody can see that I'm not BSing. And I am going to do what I can for him. They've already taken hundreds of thousands of dollars from him. So guess what? I told them I am going to make everything as reasonable as possible. Listen to me. You have value. I'm working on something, and eventually someday I will take no profit from my products. And I pray every night to God Almighty that I get to a point that I never take any money for my products. And I'll tell you, and he and she or them have come through for me always. And guess what? I think I can pull this off in 2 years. Sorry I couldn't pull it off today, everyone, but guess what? I think I can pull it off in 2 years, that I will take no profit. And if I will take a little, maybe 10%, and then I'll give it to a nonprofit I like. But the reality is those are my dreams, that's my passion. And if you think I'm crazy, yes I am. Now here's the deal. So this gentleman had prostate cancer. They cut his prostate out. Now they're telling him that the cancer cells went throughout his body, and now he has lung cancer. And I'm calling BS. That's not what happens. You have to understand something. His whole body is infected. His whole body is inflamed. And if you understood the large intestine, you'd understand this man was constipated. And constipation doesn't mean you don't go. It means sluggishness. So what happened is every time he went to the bathroom, he was always left thinking there was a little bit more, and he was like this. Honey, come on, get in the car. I'll be there in a minute. There's one more gold nugget. And then he gets hiatal hernia because he's pushing down his diaphragm, and that's how you get a hiatal hernia. But every man, every woman, every child, and every fetus is pooping into their pelvis, because even the fetus has glyphosate and antibiotics in it now. And understand, the fetus can only be the end product of the mother, and I won't get into that today. But the reality is guess what? They cut his prostate out, and that was a trauma-drama situation that caused more inflammation, and then he didn't change enough to reduce the infection, to reduce the inflammation, to bring up the electrical conductivity that restores the oxygen. So of course his lungs took a beating, because we should all know that the large intestine is connected to the lungs. Okay. So here's the deal. That's all I wanted to say. And understand this. Everybody think about this. Think about electrolyte minerals. Think about fatty acids. Think about amino acids. Okay? And think about enzymes. You don't need to think about anything else. There's the 4 pillars. And guess what? Almost everybody out there, every medical doctor, almost every natural health practitioner is malnourished. Listen, if you take on this life-threatening game on this planet, okay, and get angry, you will die early. If you take on this life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, and you go, I got this, I am the hero, I am Tarzan, you Jane, let's swing through the trees. We come together, and you know what we're going to do? We are going to rock this world. And you know, if you want to really have revenge, the best revenge is you to get healthy, you to get wealthy, to you have energy, to you have a beautiful life and mind your own business, because these psychos are always going to tell stories. They want you to look at the media. The government wants you to look at them. You know, you need to look at yourself and nobody else. That's it. There's my pitch. Okay. Judy, how are you?
Well, I'm wonderful listening to you today, and I'm here at the Carlfeld Center, and I almost experienced a really not very good outcome of exactly what you just described, of low voltage getting to my lungs, which got to my heart. And I'm here detoxing now, but thanks to Michael Carlfeld, I didn't have a cardiac event on Thursday when I arrived, and now I even got my voice back, because when you don't have those 0.04 volts in every cell, you can't talk. So when I'm looking for somebody, the first thing I always say is, can you talk? Because if you don't have enough energy to talk, you're in serious trouble. And I was in serious trouble last week, but I'm doing much better today.
Beautiful. And you know what? I'm not going to make Judy into an experiment, but I want her to listen to what I have to say today.
I want to learn.
I want her to come and play in my sandbox. Okay? That's all I want her to do. Okay? All right.
Hey, the National Cancer Institute's been experimented on me for 22 years. That's what they do on the lab workers. Have you seen Plandemic? And remember Plandemic indoctrination. What did that idiot Melinda Gates say? Oh, let's just get the lab workers, and not doctors and nurses. They deserve it. They're being experimented on every day, and these are the people that I'm passionate about healing, because we have been experiments. So hey, I've taken on all of them, and I'd love to be an experiment down with you in a few months, or maybe even sooner.
Okay. So I've got a few slides. We don't have to get into it deep, but I just want to tell you things. Like, first of all, this is called the belly button therapy kit. I'm going to send one out to you, okay, as soon as I get the show done. And people don't realize it, but the main button to push to actually dump dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins is your belly button. But why wouldn't it be? Because that's what you were attached to mommy. That was everything to mommy, everything to you. And when you actually do belly button therapy, that's that little stick with the little nubby on the end. Can somebody grab it if it's in here? If not, can you go find one? And a clapper. Okay. Oh, we got one. Come right across, Jenny. You don't have to walk around. Let everybody see you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get in here. Get in here. Oh, okay. Fine. All right. So here it is. Did you know? And this. Oh my God, guys. This is real science. Did you know that this thing here, I did not invent this. This is like 10,000 years old, okay? And the reality is, see this little buddy here? He still has his arms. Usually you want to do it enough that his arms fall off. That means you've been working it. But guess what? You put it right in your belly button, and all you're going to do is you have about 12 different moves, like clockwise, and then you're going to take 5 to 7 minutes. And are you ready for this, Judy?
Yeah.
That if you do it just easy, you'll bring your temperature up 1%. If you go harder, you'll bring your temperature up 2%. And Judy will tell you, because we know this, that if you bring your temperature up just 1 degree, you can kill infection. If you bring it up 2 degrees, you can dismantle what they call cancer cells, what I call stage 4 or 5 inflammation. Now, did you know that in 5 minutes to 7 minutes, this dumps more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins than any known lovemaking, any known drug, or any known chemical on the market. And we can prove it. Before you do the belly button therapy, you do your stretching, and then you do 5 minutes of it, and then when you go to re-stretch, you're going to find out you have a 20 to 25% more stretch. Whatever move you do, you'll have more of a stretch than even if you did yoga. Now, the reality is it'll also put you into a parasympathetic state faster than anything else we know. Okay. Judy, any questions?
No, that sounds like fun.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll be over in a minute. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so the other one is clapper. So I want everybody to understand something, and that's this. This is a clapper, and we put this together. It took us about a year and a half. We tried out about 5 different ones. This is called the chopper, the chipper, This is bumpy on this side and smooth on this side. Every second day, Judy, I clap my neck, my face, my head, and I do it. It takes me about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, and I actually do clap this hard. Watch. Okay, and I can tell you, and I'll give you an example. When I work with a lot of teenagers, and believe it or not, these teenagers are rebellious because they want their authentic self back. And the reality is that some are even talking about suicide. It's not worth living anymore. And I teach them how to clap. Most of them come out of it within 7 to 10 days, clapping an hour every night, neck, face, hands, because guess what? It brings them back to the present moment, because they have had to listen to so much bullshit from their parents and from the news and from everybody else that's scaring everybody else, that who in the hell wants to be here anyways, right? So that's why we've got to teach them to try to dig in and find your authentic self. Now, this here is the heart and lung area. If I were to get Judy to actually clap here for 5 minutes, okay, right here.
Right. Okay.
This whole area, even if she did her hand and she did it this hard, she doesn't have to. She conserve your energy, but you got to do it on skin. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Judy's whole inner arm would be black and blue. Now, did we bruise Judy, or was this coloration actually the infection and inflammation that's in her lungs and in her heart? And it's showing her like a diagnosis. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's showing her as an assessment. I don't like the word diagnosis. Di means two, and gnosis means a lie. So, you know, and if you put it together, it's diagnosis means to lie. Did you know that, everybody? Isn't that great? Okay, so anyways, so it's an assessment. And if I were to do this, you would see she would have welts and everything on here because there's stuff going on in her heart. Now, whether you believe it or not, by clapping here in these areas, in these meridians, we're healing her heart and lungs. We're healing her heart and lungs. But guess what? Anywhere, if you have, can you get a shot of my knee, please? It's harder to do your knee, but if you've got hands and you've got a sore knee, I promise you, if you clap, start off like this, and then work your way up to this. And if you do that for 5 minutes, your knee will not hurt when you're finished. You will, and there could be some swelling if there's infection in there, but that's how you heal yourself. Now, every part of the body can be clapped. And understand something, everyone. How about this one? I don't bruise. I can fall down, I don't bruise. Healthy people do not bruise. Healthy people do not bruise. Healthy people do not get fractures. Little 12-year-olds are getting fractures playing soccer because of why? Captain Crunch. And Captain Crunch is crunching their bones. It's stealing the calcium so fast that they have bones of 70 and 80-year-olds. End of story. Okay, so you can clap anywhere in your body. You can clap a bump, a lump, arthritis. You can clap everywhere. And guess what? This is the last thing I'm going to say. Everybody that I'm showing you everything, if you go to my bhnapp.com or braveheartnationapp.com, go into the Evolve section, I give you everything free. Everything I teach, it's just free. Go get it. And if you don't want to buy a clapper from me, make your own, okay? All right. So what was I going to say? Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's the most powerful thing that people can do every day of their life? The most powerful? Of course, you know, breathing, smiling, I get it. But what's the most powerful thing they can do? If you clap under your jaw, your lymph nodes, watch this. I clap 1 minute, both lymph nodes. I will never have a sore throat. I'll never have lymph congestion. Then I clap under my armpits, ready? But there's no clothes on, but Judy said that she didn't want to see me like that. Okay, and then I do 1 minute under my arms, each arm, and then guess what? Can we get a close-up or go a little lower here? So you can't see my groin, but can you see? Can you get a little lower? Right there. On either side of the groin. Yeah, and man, you just have to pull that thing over. Okay? And then do either side of the groin, you do 2 minutes. It's so important. It's the Holy Grail. And then you do 1 minute on the pubic bone. Okay? And of course, you don't have any clothes on. Okay, first of all, then when you're done, you do behind your knees. Okay? Okay? And you do your lymph nodes behind your knees. 1 minute to 2 minutes. Definitely 2 minutes on the groin. 1 minute under each armpit and here. And guess what? This is how you get the sick better. Remember, your blood, you've got 8 pints of blood, you've got 12 quarts of lymph. They move like molasses. It moves like molasses. And anybody that is under the weather, their lymph isn't even moving. Did you know that if you clapped under your jaw and under here, and you did your groin every day, you'd never have breast cancer? Oh my God, we are going to come after you, Daryl, and we're going to shut you down for that. That's what they want to do. And understand something. And all it takes is just a couple of minutes each places, because guess what? What do you think happens here? Your armpits, okay, get congested, and that's it. Now you've got 2 tanks a lot, okay, that are going to become swamps. Okay, so you get swelling, you get inflammation, you get tenderness, and then when you get calcium deposits, you're 1 step from what they call cancer, and it's actually inflammation. It's just stage 4 inflammation. You don't have cancer, baby. And understand something, they tell you cancer because they want to scare the shit out of you so that you don't think and you do stupid things. Okay? All right, that's that. Try to keep moving here.
I love it, by the way.
I know, but you know, people have a very short attention span. So if I got to keep on changing it quickly. Are you ready for this, Judy?
Yep.
I'm going to give you $10,000 therapy for pennies. How's that? Is that good? And we are going to clean up your lungs like you've never had them before. So home nebulizer, you got to buy a home nebulizer, and then you're going to buy a portable one, Judy, a portable. The portable you're going to use, and guess what? You can bring it on the plane. You know, when people say, oh, I just don't want to get infections. Well, Lori and I have portable nebulizers. I'm going to show you what we do. And how about this, everyone? We know that you can buy a really good nutraceutical, and if it's in a tablet, it's okay, but it's harder to digest. Then you can buy one that's in a powder. That's better. Then you can buy one that's in a liquid. But what if you took the highest vibration nutraceuticals and you made them into a gas? That means that they're going to go everywhere and they're going to be 10 times more powerful. So understand this, and I'm going to tell you this, Judy. This gentleman, I won't make any promises, but I believe that he's got, they call it cancer outside of his lungs, which just means, everybody, stage 4 inflammation. And that means the inflammation that he has in his body is just attacking the next weak link. And that's why it's showing up there and it's on fire. It's the next alarm system, that's it. And cancer does not spread, and I don't believe it, and I don't mind being challenged. Now, we're going to get him set up, and I will tell you that there is a very good chance that in 3 months, just from the nebulizing, that it doesn't exist. So nebulizing, turbocharge your healing, more powerful than an injection, more powerful than getting a transfusion, is nebulizing. And when you nebulize, everyone, it is the breath of life. When you nebulize, what you do is you nebulize as if you are addicted to it, like you are a vapor and you just can't get enough of that funky stuff. And understand, when you go and nebulize something from your doctor and he wrote a script, if you nebulize more than he tells you, you could kill yourself. If you nebulize with what I'm going to show you, you could completely heal yourself from almost anything and probably anything. You see how I leave things open? I could do it, but if you don't believe in something, then it'll never happen anyway, okay? First thing. So anyways, I carry a product called Infinite Iodine. There is no other pure, non-toxic iodine on the planet. I can prove it, not trying to put the rest down. But when we have a stage 4 breast inflammatory patient, she will drink 1.5 ounces of this a day, and she will nebulize. Oh my God, think about this. Why in the heck are we having breast cancer patients, okay, not nebulizing? Do you know when you nebulize, it goes into your lungs? Does anybody know where your breasts are? They're sitting on top of your lungs, for God's sakes. And do you know when you nebulize infinite iodine, it goes into your blood? It saturates your blood. It goes into your brain cells. Okay, it goes into your lungs. It goes behind your eyes and heals your eyes. It goes into your ear canals. It goes into your sinuses. It goes everywhere. Okay, true story. That nebulizer? I ordered 350 of them. All right? The FDA threw them in the garbage and told me that if I ever ordered another nebulizer or put it on my website, that they were going to shut down Doc of Detox and they would make sure I never open up again. And guess what? You can buy that nebulizer at the corner store. You can buy that nebulizer on Amazon. But why can't you buy it from me? Because I kick their ass. They know that infinite iodine, and everybody understand, infinite iodine will neutralize a virus in 15 seconds. We have science. We did the research. It'll neutralize AIDS all the way to COVID. Thank you very much. Infinite iodine goes in, it gets rid of the infection, then it goes to your thyroid to balance your thyroid, and nobody makes iodine, and if you don't take iodine every day, then guess what? Don't ask yourself why you got problems. And that's why they took iodine out of the market in 1974, okay, and they put bromide there to block iodine, and that's when then thyroid problems came up, all different types of thyroid problems, and women went overweight like crazy and put weight on, all because of the iodine, okay? So iodine, you can nebulize it straight. Now, this gentleman who's got stage 4 inflammation of his lungs, I'm going to tell him to take 1 part infinite iodine. I'm going to tell him to take 3 parts distilled water, and I'm going to have him start, because I'd like him to do it constantly, and it's only coming in like a trickle. And then I'm going to say, look, if it doesn't get you to cough here and there, it's not strong enough. And we don't want them to cough too hard, too strong at the beginning. And you will go into a coughing spiel if we neutralize too much virus, if we kill too much bad bacteria, if we actually bring the infection down too quickly, because then the mucus is going to want to come up, and if it's too dry. So that's the thing too. With him, I'm going to have him do, okay, you ready for this? He's actually going to go in there. He's going to skin brush with our natural skin brush. We have a natural bristle skin brush. He's going to skin brush his lung area every day to stimulate it. Then he's going to clap it. He's going to clap each side. Okay, he's going to clap each side for only 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on how hard he does it. I want it red looking. I want it red. Oh my God, Dr. Wolf, did you know that if you increase the circulation, you increase the cancer? Bullshit. Okay. All right, so we're going to get them to clap this area until it's red, okay, because we need to increase the circulation, because inflammation means blocked circulation. That's all it means, everyone. You can't have inflammation, you can't have swelling, can't have pain, and can't have stiffness in the body unless you have blocked circulation. So now we're going to get him to increase that, and then guess what? I'm going to get him to do a castor oil pack, and he's going to put that on for an hour. And while he's laying there with the castor oil pack, and he's going to do that castor oil pack twice a day, he's going to nebulize with the infinite iodine. And he's going to take in all... We win. Thank you very much. You won't be seeing him anymore. He'll be staying home and getting well. Okay, let's move on. So the other thing we do and is we take what's called Bright Eyes nanofulvic. We're the only people in the world that actually have a fulvic you can put in your eyes. And if you don't believe me, that if you do this like about 8-12 times a day, the Bright Eyes, you can reverse cataracts or stop them, stigmatism, burning eyes, mucus, whatever you want to talk to. I've got the only fulvic in the world. There's no product like this. Okay? Now, and the reason why all our fulvic, all our humic, it actually goes through a filtration. As far as I know, we're the only laboratory in the world that does not use chemicals in processing humic and fulvic. Next, if you take 50% humic fulvic and 50% silver bullet, and you actually nebulize these two things, you're going to alternate. Do you know what? We want to go in and we want to mess up the bad bacteria. We want to mess up the fungus in us. We want to mess up the parasites. They can't stand it when you change medication. When you change nature's medication, it drives them psycho. So, today we're going to do infinite iodine. Tomorrow we're going to do 50% bright eyes fulvic and 50% silver, and we're going to do that all day. And then guess what? Look at this. Now, I want to tell everybody this, and then I want you to challenge me, because there's so many people that watch our shows that have natural health businesses. Here is the only calcium product that works on the planet. You can't take calcium and think that you're actually putting calcium in your bones. The calcium that goes in your bones has to come from food, or it's got to come from calcium ion therapy. The most powerful one in the world is called Merigen. Okay, I'm going to tell you a short story, and then I'm going to let Judy talk. But I'm going to tell you a short story, and that's this. This is from an Asian company. This came out about 11 years ago, and I want to tell you, it came out by accident. The laboratory exploded, and the gentleman who invented it was in the hospital. He almost died. Then he figured it out. See, bad comes good, good comes bad sometimes. Anyways, so now, if you look in PubMed and go back 100 years, you'll see scientists and doctors saying, if somebody could invent where they could actually capture the invisible ion to the eye, you can't see calcium ions, if you could capture the invisible ion, the calcium ion, and put it in a liquid, and somebody could drink that, did you know, this is what the research said, he didn't say it, you should be able to cure and reverse every disease on the planet. Because calcium ions do 120,000 chemical and hormonal processes every second. And does anybody know what the two ions are that run the whole body? How about this? Infinite iodine and calcium ions. Iodine ions, calcium ions. They do most of the communication and that goes on in the human body. So don't take your iodine. And I'm not telling you to buy Merigen, but Merigen is the strongest one of all of these. And guess what? So when you do Merigen, people will take anywhere from 1 teaspoon to 4, depending on how deeply they dug the hole. Do you want to know something? So we have, just so you know, testimonials, 120,000. 120,000. And most of those come with blood lab reports and x-rays. So, yeah. Oh, and that's the reason why the FDA is continually coming after this company, and they spend millions of dollars. They were offered $100 million to give over the formula. It'll never happen. Okay, so now Merigen is the strongest one, and it's for the toughest problems. But I will tell you this, I do it every day. Okay, I do only one now. Okay, because why? Well, because I do, guys, believe it or not, I got perfect bones. I've got the bone structure of a healthy 30-year-old. I went just a year ago, I was told, because our company is so big, I don't believe in life insurance. It's so ridiculous. But I had to go get life insurance to actually insure the company. I'm going to tell you a true story. It's a true story. I went and I got my life insurance a year and a half ago, and they said that I have the health of a 34-year-old healthy person. They said that they haven't seen that. Okay, so I went, well, at least something good came out of this, because I'm not into that stuff. But here's the deal. Merigen's the strongest, and if people want, they can call me. They can look at, guys. I give my phone number out all the time, and I keep up with all my calls. Like when I finish with Judy, today I'll do 2 hours of calls. All right. So now, and you got to understand why. I already told you that I believe within 2 years that I will sell my products without profit. I will sell my products without profit, and God will do it for me. Because you know what? If I can do it, then anybody can do it. And I mean it. I'm putting it out there. And you can think I'm kidding, but guess what? In the last year, I built Braveheart Nation Studios. I made a $250,000 app that's free to the world. Listen to me. That which created the universe doesn't care if it's small or it's big. You just got to want it with your heart, baby. Okay. All right. Alzagen is for Alzheimer's dementia. Cardigen is for joint problems. Okay. And see what we got there. Dentagen. I missed Dentagen. Okay, guys, just so you know, can I tell us all of these? I can tell stories, but I don't want to. You got to go do your research, and I can bring case histories that'll blow your mind. Okay, when it comes to when we come to every life-threatening illness that you've ever heard, I've heard of Merigen doing something amazing. Alzagen, again, Alzheimer's, dementia. Dentagen. Okay, the last one, little boy. Here's one for you. So anyways, he's 13 years old, okay? He is the shortest one in his class. Okay, his teeth are growing upward. They said it's going to cost around $50,000. It's going to be, he has to have about 8 or 9 surgeries because his teeth are growing upward, not downward. So now he took the product. Her name is Rami. She's actually a practitioner for us. So there you go. She's not going to lie for me. Anyways, so he went on the product for 6 months. He grew 5 inches in 6 months. Don't ask me how. This is really crazy. He's one of the tallest in his class. Now, did it make him extraordinary and cause some kind of mutant thing in his body? No. All it did, there was something blocking the communication, and all it said is, baby, we're going to catch up. So he's only the height that he was supposed to be if there was proper communication. So don't think that's abnormal, but it would be to people that are abnormal and can't think properly. Now, the other thing is guess what? All the dentists has been canceled. His teeth are all straight and coming down straight because of actually I lied a little bit. He took 2 Dentagen and he took 2 Merigen, but because his weight was lower, he was only half the dosage. Do you get it? So anyways, let's keep going. Cardigen, joint problems, Megagen. That's the one you take if you don't ever want osteopenia, osteoporosis, or all the other life-threatening autoimmune diseases. Remember something, if your calcium ions were always at the ratio of when you were 13 years old, you would not be ever having any diseases. And you're going to go, yeah, but I know a 13-year-old and he has cancer. Yeah, but you don't know the stress that kid is under. You don't know the crap that he gets fed. You don't know the crap that he gets fed by his parents who love him dearly but don't know better. You don't know that his mother and father are getting divorced. You don't know that he feels that he is not important or even exist in this world. So nothing can overshoot that. We'd have to go and start applying the Merigen, and we'd have to do it heavy. Let me tell you something. So understand, I'm ready to come up against anybody that wants to come up against me, but I'd rather you didn't do it. But the thing is I've been doing this so long that I'm going to have a testimonial, and it's going to be a live one, and I'll bring them on my show to prove it. So understand, I'm more than ready for all of you that want to come and attack me, okay? Because it only happens all the time. And the reality is it's really a shame that just even the average person out there can't believe in this and can't buy into it because you can't fathom that you've been lied to so much by the system. So why would you want to? And that's why I know that God will grace me with me being able to sell products without it. And I'll even show my income statements for it too, because we're going to prove that, guess what? There are people that love you that don't know you. You need to put that in the bank. Also, Junior, under 12. And understand something. Just do your homework before you open your mouth up, please. Just do your research. Go to my pdgfree.com guide and go read that. And then go into my Evolve section of my Braveheart Nation app and watch the videos. We have more videos. And if you want, I'll get you 100,000 testimonials if you want them. Okay? And guess what? They will be coming from medical doctors. They'll be coming from natural health practitioners, and they'll be coming from real people who have real stories. Okay, why do I talk like this? Because guess what? It's not too good to be true. And guess what? None of this had to happen. If we went back 150 to 175 years, we wouldn't even have a show. I wouldn't even be in the health business. Okay? I would be a farmer, for God's sakes, or I'd be raising horses, because I love horses. I had 22 horses at one time. Okay? I wouldn't be doing this. So listen, why don't we all just demand our God-given rights, and then you can put me out of work. How about that? Okay. So the next thing. So listen, all of those that I just showed you, one sec. All of these can be nebulized. Okay, and just know this. Are you ready for this? I'm not putting anybody down, none of my friends, so don't think I am. But you can come to Mexico and get Merigen intravenously, or you can take it orally and nebulize it, and it's better than intravenous. It is. I'm telling you. We're seeing pulling off the same miracles without spending the $20,000 just to go into and do a 2-week stint somewhere. I'm not putting it down. There's always going to be people who want to go have silver bullet therapy. There's always going to be people that don't want to create a perfect day from the moment they rise till they close their eyes. Don't come to me unless you want a perfect day. Don't come to me unless you want to be the cure, because I am not. I am just a guy who knows some stuff. That's it. Okay. So anyways, it doesn't matter what water you drink. If you're drinking distilled or reverse osmosis, you're killing yourself. If you buy any water that's in a plastic bottle, it's worse than tap water. And you don't even try to tell me, because I will choke you with not choke you, but choke you with information to prove that tap water in most cities is better than bottled water. Who do you think's bottling it for you? And then the reality is, if you get bottled water and it came from a spring, okay, out of the mountains, and it came in a glass jug, okay, and all they use is maybe a couple drops of hydrogen peroxide, or they ozonate it, then I say you're off to the races. But 99.9% of you are off to Costco and you grab those plastic bottles, go crinkle, crinkle. Well, you are drinking cancer. Okay, so yeah. They took BPA out of all the plastic and they put BPS. Now, BPS, I hope you know, is 300% stronger in toxins than the other. But guess what? It took 20 years taking them to court to get it out. So now they put in a different chemical that's worse, and it'll take another 20 years to get it out, because who really gives a crap about you? Seriously. Okay? All right. Okay, so yeah, filter your water. Use a coconut filter if you want. Use a distiller. Use reverse osmosis. Okay, but for God's sakes, structure it. All water that comes down from the heavens is structured. Bill Gates is spewing his chemicals into the ozone area. And guess what? We've got all those chemtrails in there, and we had acid rain before Bill came along, right? And the reality is, if you run it through a structure unit, whether it's a house one, whether it's a shower, whether it's a portable. I take my portable all around the world. I put my portable under any tap. People come, oh, do you drink Mexican water? I drink China water, for gosh sakes. You know what? I take it out of the tap. Once you structure it, guess what? Structuring was created by our Creator. Fast-moving rivers, waterfalls, and rain. Why do you think it's illegal in 5 states not to collect rainwater? Because it can heal you. No, it can't. There's chemtrails. No. Frequency, the invisible overrides the physical. Frequency will protect you. Even though the heavy metal, the chemical comes in, it does not go into the cell. It is protected with an invisible frequency, vibration around it. It goes in and out, whether it's coming out your poop, your sweat, or your pee. Okay? All right. Now, our structure units, they have no, this is not a commercial. I'm just telling, you just happen to be here. I'm talking to Judy. Okay? All right. So our structure units have no battery, no plug-in. I'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee that if you don't like it, just send it back, no questions. And it will last forever. It'll never clog up. And that's it. That's all. So, you know, the structure, the portable is under $300 and it's going to last you forever. And you are going to want to, are you ready for this? If you drink wine, if you drink liquor, and you run it through a structure unit, you will never have a hangover. You will be protected by the toxic chemicals they put in there. Okay, wait now, and I won't say all. I didn't mean that. 30% of all organic wines have glyphosate. Thank you. Okay, there's 145 chemicals in every bottle of wine that you buy. And if it's organic, you're still 30% still have glyphosate in them, and they still have chemicals in them. There's no such thing as an organic wine unless you made it yourself. The government makes sure of that. And maybe that'll change someday. I don't know. Here's all the things that it does. Hydrates 1,000% better than any other water. Remember, once you buy this, okay, I'm going to give you your money back. You don't have to call me. Just like this. Watch this. Hi. My name is Fred. I've had this thing for 89 days, and I'm sending it back. Okay, Fred, thanks. Okay, that's it. People don't send them back. And you want to run all your juices, all your liquids through, and some of you aren't going to believe me, but if you can't afford to buy a really good shampoo or something like that, guess what you do? Are you ready? All you got to do is just take a little bit of structured water and put it into the shampoo bottle and shake it really good. And it'll help to structure it. And guess what? I want you to get your regular water, your tap water, and then the best water, buy Fiji water, the most expensive water. And then I want you to take tap water and I want you to run it through the tap. And then I want you to take the worst water and structure it and put it up against these. And then I want you to put it down on the floor for the cat or the dog. The dog and the cat will come from my structured water, and it will not touch any of your expensive water, but you do feel better spending all that money, don't you? I don't think so. Okay, all right. Okay, next thing is daily cleansing tea. I'm just going to say this, everybody, and I mean this in the best way. Why in the heck do you go and want to do a cleanse every 3 months, every 6 months? Why would you make yourself feel like crap and then go do it? And then when you're doing a cleanse, you feel like crap, don't you? And most of you, by the time the cleanse is done, the symptoms are down, but now you're exhausted. Now, why do you do that? And why does 99% of all the natural health practitioners do this model? This was a model given to us by the medical system. Listen, when you break down, you come to us and we'll fix you. That's what the medical system says. So now, when you get toxic, you come to us and we will cleanse you. Can we just stop this? What if I were to create a perfect day for you from the moment you rise till you close your eyes, and you did a few things and you only did a little bit of each thing, and it became part of your program, you never even thought about it again? Guess what? There are no diseases. There are love messages coming to you, telling you from your cells saying, why in the heck aren't you loving us? Where's the care? And then guess what? You don't care, so guess what? They're inflamed, they're infected, then they're inflamed. And then guess what? Now you have a critical illness where they're yelling bloody murder, and they're going, guess what? We are screaming at you. You are in tons of pain right now, because if you die, we die. Okay? All right. So daily cleansing teas made out of 5 different herbs. Just know this, I have no stimulants, no laxatives. If you took daily cleansing tea in the morning and at night, I promise you this, 85%, if you do daily cleansing tea and black gold, which you'll get just those 2, but daily cleansing tea goes in and supports your lungs, your bowels, your lymph, your blood, and your kidneys and your liver, and that's what it does. And your bowel movements are going to be bigger, nicer looking, the way they should. You'll see in my PDG guide, I've got lots of pictures on what your bowel movements should look like for the age you are, okay? And understand something. Somebody just said on here, okay, but here's the deal. What's the diet? Well, when we put people on a perfect day diet, and it is a keto plant-based diet. Now, I want to say something right here, because everybody thinks that I'm a vegetarian. Everybody thinks I'm some kind of psycho. I don't talk about animal products because not everybody, a lot of people overdo them and they don't eat the right ones, so I don't want to talk about it. So I'm going to make it really short. Eskimos eat blubber, they eat seal, they eat fish, They eat elk. Do you want me to keep going? They hardly have any vegetables. The real Eskimos. Okay, and then they live to be the oldest people. Then you've got the Hunzas. And the Hunzas, they eat a totally different diet. And it's not heavier on the animal product. It's more on root vegetables. And it's on, but they have a different diet. So they live a long time too, the oldest. And then there's the Japanese, and they have a totally different diet than these two. And what is the only thing similar? Keep it clean, keep it pure, keep it nature made. That's it. That's it. So when you ask me what is the best diet in the world, it's pure and it's clean. The longer man has it, the sicker you're going to be. Because not man, but you have to understand something. If you buy from a corporation, then you have to understand there was a clue, and it's called corp. Now put an S on the end, and that's where you're going. So you got to buy pure, you got to buy clean. That's why you buy local. And if you don't want to buy local, then you are loco. Okay? All right, daily cleansing tea twice a day. It's real easy, guys. Okay, so just so you know, I'm 32 years old. I meet a herbalist, and he's a master herbalist. He no longer is with us. When I was 30, he was 78. He helped put this together. Nobody's been able to duplicate this product that I have. There's no stimulants, no laxatives. Take it morning, take it night, and it is frequency infused, and it tastes like iced tea. You'll start off with 4 ounces twice a day, and then you might go as high as 8 ounces. You only take 1 tea bag, and you boil a gallon of water. And when it comes to a boil, you turn the water off, put the tea bag in, put the lid on for 8 hours, let it sit on the cupboard of the stove. Then you put it into the fridge. Now, I do it this way. I put 2 tea bags in. And it's not because I'm constipated, because I like the tea stronger, and I will just take a few ounces and I take a shot, because I drink enough throughout the day. Okay? And understand something. You know what life's like? Does everybody understand one thing? Your bowel movements are a computer printout. A computer printout. And you know what? You want to know how well you ate yesterday? Go look in the toilet today. Thank you. Okay? And that's what, if adults just knew one thing, if you want to know how well you're doing with your child, look at how many, and look what the bowel movements are like, and it's in my perfect day guide. And if you did that, for God's sakes, you wouldn't be running to the doctor, freaking out when it had a fever, and you'd be doing a little tummy love enema on it, and the fever would be down in 5 minutes, and if it isn't, I'll give you all the product free, because that's not true. It would be. And if they're a teenager or getting up at around 12, you might have to do 2 warm water tummy love enemas, and guess what? The fever will be down in 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're an adult, you might have to go 3 times in with a quart and do the same thing, but the fever's going to be down in 15 to 25 minutes. And it would have taken you that long to drive to the hospital and freak everybody out. Okay? All right. So daily cleansing tea, you can do it every morning, every night for the rest of your life. You'll never be addicted to it. People go, well, will I get addicted to it? This isn't drugs. And you're going to get addicted to it because you're not going to be bloated. You're not going to, the fat cells are going to leave, because fat cells are only created because you were pooping in your pelvis, and the infection caused the inflammation. And between the inflammation and the infection, that's where that's where the inflammation infection has to be stored in your fat cells, because if it didn't, you'd go to stage 4 inflammation, and then the doctor would say you have cancer, and then you'd freak out, and then we'd all be in a mess. There. Thank you. Okay, just welcome to the world. It's psycho. Okay? All right, so here's all the things it does. I don't want to have to read through it, but like I said, if there's only really 4 things I tell people if you've got a really tight budget, and I would be daily cleansing tea, black gold, black diamond, and the perfect day multi. My perfect day multi, when we get there, has 150 different nutrients, all organic. And it's got everything you need. You don't have to go shopping for all of the separate stuff. It took us 4.5 years to put it together. Okay, we talked about the iodine. Okay, you see the iodide? 5 sprays of iodide will look after a thyroid, but if you had a thyroid problem, okay, I would want you to do 5 sprays of the iodide, and I'd want you to do 20 sprays of the iodine. I do 20 sprays of the iodine 3 times a day. If Judy had it right now with her voice, I would tell her to do 20 sprays 4 times a day, and that will just, well, like I said, 15 seconds, it'll bring down any bacteria, and it will dismantle any virus, because you can't kill something that's already dead, and that would be a virus, okay? All right, Perfect Day Multi, like I said, it's got 150 different nutrients. Oh, you know what I want? I want somebody to challenge me that this isn't the best multi on the planet. I took 4.5 years, and this almost financially did me in, trying to put this together. So take a look at it, and then go take a look at even the best prenatal, because that's when they really load up the stuff. And go compare, and you will see mine's all organic, no petroleum, and there's no even prenatal that'll come close. And the Perfect Day Multi, just so you know, I take 3 a day. Okay, it doesn't say that. It says take 2 a day. But when I've got somebody with a chronic illness, they're going to take 2, 3 times a day. If I got somebody that's got something going on, we're going to do 2 twice a day. But I do 3 twice a day. Do you guys notice how excited I get and the energy I put out? When I get done here, like I'll be taking my IGF 300,000, okay? I just did a blender drink, everybody, and you can believe it or not, okay? All right? And this blender drink here, I don't think you can see it, but this blender drink here, it has 4 raw organic eggs in it, okay? And I sometimes will do another blender drink later in the day, and I might do another 2 organic eggs, and then I only have a salad. I haven't eaten anything else. I'm a lean, keen machine, baby, okay? All right? I don't have, you'll never hear of me with anything, not a sniffle, well, maybe a little sniffle if I go out and I eat a little bad that night. But that's it. I will never be sick. And you know, people are going, oh, he's cocky. No, I'm not. I haven't been sick for 25 years. Why would it start now? It's all programmed in here. Okay. I'm trying to tell you something. God is great. Your body will heal so fast, it'll make you just, please. Yeah. Okay. This is called Beyond Ormus Minerals. I have the study. Everybody know about electrolytes? Here's the most electrolyte drink on the planet. I have the study. I can prove it. We have the highest electrical charge. You take 1 drop of this, and we have what's called a vaginal infusion, where the most powerful thing that you can ever do for a woman is as a woman is a vaginal infusion. How many women out there know that if you put a nutraceutical in your mouth or you put it in your vaginal canal, that you absorb it 500% better in your vaginal canal? Even when it comes to healing a brain tumor, it's up the vaginal canal, not in the mouth. Now we're not going to put everything in there. I'm just trying to tell you that we put something together where I don't care what your problem is, and especially if you've got a pelvic problem, you've got a vaginal problem, you can kiss that goodbye. Kiss it goodbye. Okay? All right, let's get back to Beyond Ormus Minerals. These are the most powerful electrolyte minerals. Okay, the runoff from the Arctic, goes into the ocean. The plant life there then turns those minerals into plant minerals. And then what we do is a 3-week process, patented process, where we make it into ormus. The charge on this, it doesn't just help on a physical level, but an emotional level. I'm telling you right now, there is no mineral formula, there is no electrolyte that has more electricity in it than this. This is 92 essentials in this Beyond Ormus. Okay, and I take 120 drops, it says 40 on it, but the reality is there's not one symptom and there's not one disease that didn't get started with a mineral deficiency. They all did. They all did. They all did. And that's why there's no minerals in the soil, there's no minerals in your food, because who in the heck likes you anyway? I do, but understand something, they don't. And listen, please, this is not a political show, but I want to tell you something. I want everybody to stop commenting on me on Trump and on Bobby Kennedy. And I don't care if you like them or you don't like them. Just think I'm not even political. Just think where we'd be if they weren't there. Why is it that you just have to keep on picking on things? Well, don't pick on me anymore. Haven't got the time for it. The reality is, you know what? That is as good as it's going to get. And if you don't like it, it's still just as good as it's going to get. So maybe you should just mind your business and try to create a perfect day for yourself and see if you could please and make happy and healthy 50 trillion cells that are really tired of listening at you complaining about your life. And I mean that in the most loving way, because we don't even know we're running the program. I just had a few people just comment stuff like that to me, Judy. And it's enough. And it's not even about me. It's all the other people that are on my platforms that have to read this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Beyond Ormus magnesium spray. We took the Beyond Ormus electrolyte minerals that you take orally, and we put a very high nano magnesium in it. If you are in trouble, you want to take it orally. And if you have any pain in your body, or you can't sleep, or you've got anxiety, like with Judy right now, we'd be spraying that right on her lungs, and we'd be doing that not once, but we would do that every few minutes. Just saturate and keep on saturating. She could do the 120 drops because she has a chronic problem. Do that right away in a glass of water. It doesn't taste bad, makes things taste good. And you can put it in a blender drink if you want. But as far as externally, this is the highest absorption of magnesium of any product on the market, and I can prove that to you. A lot of people don't understand our products because I don't come on and market my products a lot, because as soon as I do, I get bantered at by hundreds of people that are going, all he cares about is making money. Right. I just say it because I usually don't do this. Okay. Black diamond crystals. This is a nanohumic fulvic. There isn't another one on the planet like it. And when you put that into your drinking water, it makes it taste better. Just take like 1/16 to 1/8 of a teaspoon. You don't need more. And if you did that in every quart of water, tell me how you feel. This is black diamond. It goes into your blood, your brain, your cells. Guess what, everyone? It'll drop off 60 micronutrients, and it'll hold 300% of its weight in chemicals, heavy metals, and parasites. So after it drops the nutrients off, it picks that up and it locks it down. Why don't I like zeolite? Because it doesn't do that. Why don't I like charcoal? Because it doesn't do that. Why don't I like shilajit? Because shilajit is nothing but cheap soil for me. Okay, this here, the vibration of this is you want something up here, not down here. Shilajit is inexpensive. And I'm not telling you this is expensive. Well, it is expensive, but it's not expensive because it either works or it doesn't work, or it just works a little. Okay? See, Judy, you shouldn't have told me to come out to the gate, because I'm giving you the training, I'm trying to, you know what I mean.
No, I want to hear. I'm delighted. I'm right here getting IVs and things this morning, because I got so badly sick because I didn't have most of this stuff available to me in a way, and I'm traveling through their polluted world, taking the abuse I take at airports, taking what the government does to us in hotel rooms, and the water you drink, and the energy that the fogs they're spraying in California. I'm under the worst of it, and normally I do quite well, but lately they hit us pretty hard, and we need it. We need we need all of the arsenal we can get, and all of the education we can get. There's nothing that education and learning this stuff can hurt you. You don't need to hear us for any of the products. Like you, I don't make anything anymore. I made everything at the National Cancer Institute for 22 years, and in Epigenics and Genius Omnitura and with other places. But now I just endorse things that I know work. Does everything work in everybody all the time? Nope. But if you don't have a foundation of healing and you don't have any clean water and you don't have minerals according to the genetic code from plants, you don't have food. And most people don't eat food. So how amazing is our body that we can poison it this way? For me, it's 66 years, and I was born as an identical twin, and I have a deviated septum, and the structure of my lung makes it so that I have something called Barrett's esophagus. So I will almost always get little pockets of water and bacteria growing, and after a while they overwhelm you, no matter how good what you're doing is and what you know. So I don't know everything any more than anybody else does, but I can just tell you what you said about the eyes. The eye formula you showed there. Sorry, I got the names down and everything. That I'm taking extensive notes, as everybody in this world knows I always do, because everybody with cataracts, that's ridiculous. That's fibroblasts growing on the wrong side of the lens of your eye. Instead of holding your cone cells and rod cells in place and focusing it so the vision always gets blurry. So what does the idiot medical community go in there? Pull it off, say don't change anything, and eventually you'll have a retina displacement as if you were a boxer just from living that way. So I can tell you everything you just said is usually the slides I show in this show in the minerals. You don't drink zinc, you make zinc, but you got to get zinc that's not synthetic. Everything about our environment has been made synthetic and poison, and even the natural antibiotics that we ferment out of the dirt. Yes, you don't just eat dirt. Your cows do and your plants do and everybody else does. You don't eat dirt, but we don't get any metabolism, as you're saying. We don't get anything we need in anything. Most of the day, most days, nobody gets any water. Your air is loaded with fog and the chemtrails and whatever those. I'm looking at one of those towers that are spitting things. They even send negative energy into the ground. And you were right. It's all about energy. And if the energy can't flow, I show you the pathways that lead to the pathogenesis, the development of disease. And this is why we're here. So the minute you lose your voice, you're in trouble, especially if you're me. But that's God saying, sit down. You're missing it. Sit down. Let's get this right. Slow down and let's get some. So I'm grateful to you, Dr. Darrell, for doing this for me today, because we need to provide people. Yes, it costs a lot of money to come to places like this, because by the time we get here, I almost died Thursday night. Fortunately, the guy stayed and talked to me, and he saw that, and he said, "Uh-oh, we're in trouble." And do you end up at a hospital? You end up dead, because then they cut whatever out, or they put a stent in you that's eluding a synthetic, which nobody ever told you, which nobody gave you informed consent. It's not an atherosclerotic plaque with just cardiovascular disease, low cholesterol. You don't take the cholesterol out of your food. The statins, you've destroyed your cell membranes. So you don't even make the vasculature, the endothelial cells. That's why Cardio Miracle, because it's the 781 whatever ingredients in those 58 plants that actually take those three key pathways of all things COVID. And all COVID-19 was premeditated murder of about 100 years of vaccine injury, injecting these things, because you don't get these things in your food. They don't come across your membrane. What is electroporation? Electroporation is when we put an electrical charge across the membranes of your skin and your cell, so that we can actually put that dead virus, that sequence. Yes, once it's amplified and put into a synthetic lipid nanoparticle, it becomes a bioweapon. And that's exactly what every vaccine ever has been. And by the word vaca means cow. So vaccination means our art of cowpox. which always was the healing vaccine for smallpox. What happened to the milkmaids? When they milked it and the viruses were coming through the milk of the cow, their hands got pox through their skins, through everything, and sub-Q was the revolutionary time, but you don't wheel a man dying of smallpox through Washington, D.C. I think that's the John Adams video I keep telling folks to watch, and take the pus from what is now human smallpox, nothing to do with cowpox, and we inject monkey cells, by the way, that's Vero monkey kidney cells. So whether, and this is, you're wheeling them through there and you inject it and you get, you get smallpox. So sub-Q was the way they put it in revolutionary times. Now every vaccine, in order for it to qualify as a vaccine worldwide, it has to have cow parts. Well, every single virus that you manufacture, you have to manufacture and you have to add cow blood. Oh, so you have cow blood in every single vaccine you've ever taken because that's been injected with. So why do you think you have lactose intolerance or things casein and auto? They're not autoimmune. You don't attack yourself. You're poisoned. Just as you said, there's no such thing as an autoimmune disease. All of immunology of all of the world and all of God is one simple question: self, non-self. It's either me or it's not me. Even my identical twin. All of this is epigenetic. There's none of this is genetic disease. There's no such thing as a primary immune deficiency. No, that's not God. But four generations back, your God will know if your grandmother, my grandmother survived diphtheria. I make an antibody should I ever see diphtheria as a pathogen in my body. You don't inject it. So that's why, thank you for saying that about Trump Kennedy. Anybody that, is bitching right now about Trump Kennedy, just get out of your own way, as Daryl just said. Are you kidding me? We came very close to all of humanity being forced to do whatever they tell us to do, whenever they tell us to do it. They already injected forced abortions on everybody. The worst shot ever, the deadliest shots ever, these COVID shots. Unless you think, oh, I'm holier than thou, I didn't take a COVID shot. Every shot since HIV, hepatitis B shot, is and was a COVID shot. Every mRNA was synthetic after 2009 in our October 23rd, 2009 publication in Science that proved that all of this injected. Never can you inject another thing and develop immunity from it. You have injected the toxins, the heavy metals, the aluminums, the Borrelia, the Babesia, the mycoplasma, and the mold, because it all comes right to you through the cow bloods. Morons. Sorry. It's just, but they they're yelling at me, hey, I don't make any money either. I'd like to never, make enough to survive. But we made products, we patented things, we patented ways looking at pathways, pathogenesis, the genesis of pathos, disease. Oh, there are pathways that your God gave you to protect from every disease, whether the mucosal system is your eye, your nasal pharyngeal cavity, your lung, you're given a stem cell population that protects you, your monocyte macrophage. That was my PhD thesis in 1992. And that is what absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt, since 1992, your entire government, everything, your FDA, your entire HHS, Health and Human Services, starting from the Senate Majority Leader on down, since 1992, when all liability was removed from pharma in 1986. Interestingly, almost 5 years to the day of when I defended my PhD thesis, November 14th, 1991. Didn't say HIV didn't exist. Oh yeah, that bioweapon existed, and you injected it in every gay man, IV drug users, and prostitute. So why'd you inject Magic Johnson and Arthur Ashe? Why are you killing these people with contaminated human blood supplies? Because you've got cow blood, pig blood, monkey RNA, bird RNA. We make vaccines in chicken eggs. What's this bird flu bullshit? Oh, well, the bullshit is somebody that tells you, a moron that tells you, let's just take nattokinase, fermented soybean. Well, it's not natto and it's not kinase. It's a serine protease, and it stops a microbe in a very important microbe in your metabolism that metabolizes what you need. So you make D-dimers. You don't. Why would you take something that make D-dimers? Oh, so what are D-dimers? They say you're not doing thrombolytic and fibrolytic cleavage cascades to heal yourself, and I do this, as Daryl does this, simply for you. I do this complicated for you because honestly, it's not your fault. The morons, medicine is not science. Medicine is not science. Don't call it a scientific community because the scientific community didn't poison you. The medical community, the medical deities poisoned you. And anybody that injected a needle, a syringe of cow, monkey, mouse, pig, aluminum, polyethylene glycol. I mean, I'll show you the CDC excipient list from 2013. Before your criminal CDC removed the monkey, mouse, cow, bird, all the cell lines, dog, aborted fetal, to dozens of cell lines, where they grow the newest virus, the newest bioweapon, the newest poison. And then they force that on pregnant women. And then they force that all the way back. So my grandmother survived diphtheria. I don't inject that as a DTP or any other shot. That's why all liability, that's why the lawsuits were building up, because Barbara Loe Fisher's a shot in the dark, 1984, Barbara Loe Fisher. And then Michael Hugo joined the fight, and they wrote the compensation program when then President Ronald Reagan was basically forced, and we don't have to go there. He said, why don't you make the vaccine safer? And Tony Fauci and pharma said, they're unavoidably unsafe. Somebody will always die. And who were the people they were targeting? African Americans. So just keep listening to me. I'm not an African American. I'm a Cherokee, Hungarian, Austrian, English American. So what we're saying here, to understand basic biology, to understand that God gave you sunlight, the sun doesn't cause cancer. You don't put oil on your skin and sunscreen, whatever they call that garbage. You don't put that garbage on your skin. You spray a magnesium spray or silver essential oils, and you go out in the sun. 11 o'clock in the morning is the time of sun that is healthiest for your eyes. Boy, my dad needs that really bad on that eye formulation because they keep injecting people's eyes and they call crap. Oh, you got dry eye. Dry eye. The number one cause of dry eyes is your tears evaporate too fast. Who listening to that could ever believe a word those moron medical deities expressed together? Oh, look at those commercials. If your brain is plasticized, if you don't look at that stuff, we make tears. We make tears, but there's no such thing as bone on bone. We don't replace, God didn't give us replaceable body parts. Bone on bone is because you don't make the mesenchymal fluid. You don't make the fluids that lubricate the joints. Oh yeah, let's just take them out. And calcification is heart disease. Yes, if the fat's in the way because it's synthetic fat, because your liver didn't get short chain fatty acids, because you put poison in your mouth and poison everywhere. You put poisonous metals here. Sugar, you mentioned earlier, Daryl, sugar. No, it's glucose, not sugar. Your liver makes glucose from fatty acids. You don't take prebiotics and probiotics. You don't take things in pills. You take powders, liquids, creams, skin, sprays, everything you're saying here. But we've got to powder our nutrients because thanks to your FDA, your EPA, your CDC, your NIH, all 22 institutes who are criminally fraudulent for all they've done. Oh, so why is Congress in trouble right now? Why does Trump have a proverbial and literal gun to their head? Because what did you know and when did you know it? Because if you knew this in 2014, after I got out of jail for 5 years, if you knew this, I was jailed in 11 and all the data buried and everything taken away. Oh, she's just insane. Oh no, our 2009, I may well be insane, but our 2019 paper proved it beyond a shadow of a doubt. So I submitted it May 6th of 2009. We did the work between 2006 and 2009 on 3 grants: Intramural Neuroimmune Research Board Program, Frank Rossetti, Dennis Tao. All I provided were the samples from the Incline Village cohort of chronic fatigue syndrome. Oh, that science paper had 3 reviewers. Anthony Komaroff, criminal. John Coffin, criminal, the main reviewer. And Jonathan Stoy, UK, Fat Boy Stoy. Oh, the other. So you got your UK, your Wellcome Trust. You got your criminals in the United States government, every level up. Your literature, your medical literature is criminal fraud. Medical literature is not scientific literature and never will be. And that's the problem, because never before, when I got to cancer research in 1980, you didn't have a PhD, you didn't have a degree in science, you didn't prove it, you didn't do the experiments, then you didn't publish a scientific paper. You're doing a commercial for pharma MDs. You're not scientists, and we're taking y'all down. I can't wait for Bobby Kennedy to take all these people out of those agencies because they're criminal fraud. We don't need them. No more animal facilities. Why does your National Cancer Institute have a lab of genomic diversity? Why were we doing experiments on big cat DNA in 1980? Why were we trying to see how to graft, how to make a unicorn? Why were we trying to see how to graft a horse and a donkey? What exactly were we doing? You can't graft things. Nature doesn't work that way. So sorry, I'll go off on my rant. So you see, I got my voice back. It only took a little while. I'm not quite coughing, but I've had to do almost 2 hours of infusions of hydrochloric acid, hydrogen peroxide. I was not in good shape when I got here, and even when I got here this morning. But great places like the Carl Felt Center. And by the way, Doc, we want a cardio med bed here in Boise, Idaho, and that training we just. Dr. Carl Felt just brought in this great, cool new technology called ExoMind, which is a transcranial magnetic stimulation, which of course we've been doing for a long time, but this new version oscillates it and cycles it lower. We were doing an experiment. We started on me first to see if my anger would go down. So it didn't work very well. So I think maybe I better go back downstairs because I'm not as happy as I should have been when I finished that transcranial stimulation. But you just wired me up for a couple hours, so we'll see how I do at the IAOMT, where I'm going to teach a lot of this and from the nutritional standpoint, because this is nutrition. This is nutrition of your plants, your animals, your soil, your water, where our fish, nothing. We're so heavily poisoned. I mean, I can't imagine how I survived with my, basic lung dysfunction and structural differences from being born an identical twin. We do separate it at implantation. By the way, implantation, 64 cells is life. So pro-abortion people, you have no right to murder anybody. Women's health isn't murder. Women's health isn't murder. women's health isn't murder. Women don't have a right to murder anyone. That's against all of God and all of nature. I'm sorry. I don't care what you think. But actually, pro-choice is the new pro-life. And that's the only thing that Kennedy and Trump will promise us, is that we have free will again. So we are giving you in this show today, and in every show we give you, free will. You could go the way they poisoned us for the last 100 years, or maybe you can come over here and come to our sites, The Real Dr. Judy, and we're going to share everything on both platforms. Every word I've said for the last 40 years, I'm sorry. I had to educate Chat GPT the other night because they were lying to you. This AI is criminal fraud. Can we use it on these products and prove it, Daryl? Yeah, we can. And we have, and we will. That's what we asked for with the powder called Cardio Miracle. That's just an AI paper. Did all 781 ingredients. And I didn't say this plant or that plant. I said every peptide in that plant, every single molecule in that plant, the computer program can show you how they synergize to give you pathways of protection rather than pathogenesis. And that's all we need to do. And that's what we did in our company, Genius Omnitura, and patented in 2010. So why aren't you allowed to use this platform? Something that costs $300 a month. We just made the product for us with Global Healing, an oral formulation that I'm calling Dr. Judy's Onco Gen X, capital GEN with the capital X, because Epigenics Pharmaceuticals and Genius Omnitura own all the patents of everything that the National Cancer Institute prevented you from having. Furt's work, Bruce Lipton's work, we work, Luc Montagnier's work, and we're going to give it back to the people. And I know that Bobby Kennedy and Trump will deliver on that. They're already delivering for you every day. So if you just want to sit in here and whine, go ahead. If you want to come learn and you want to have some fun and you want to see how easy it is to stay well, I very desperately need that Merigen product, because what they're doing in this cardiovascular space, thanks to morons like McCullough, is beyond comprehension.
We'll get you that. What I'll do today is I'll call you when the show's over. I've got a couple of meetings to do. How late do you stay up tonight?
Well, I'm on Mountain Time. I'm in Idaho, so 8 or 9 o'clock. So we'll be all right. We'll get there.
Call me tomorrow morning.
I will.
I'll have everything out, shipped tomorrow, the same as if today. Okay.
Okay. Sounds great.
I have it all shipped. You look at your little laundry list, and I will take a look at my schedule as soon as the show's over here. It's not over yet, everybody. Judy comes first, and understand something. We all need to protect Judy, and we need to protect Judy because her mission is bigger than any human being. And so we have to make sure that she's actually giving back to her body, because she gives so much. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Daryl. Well, I felt pretty bad because I had a Make America Healthy hat on and I almost died. So I thank God for the folks at the Carl Felt Center, and they're just fabulous. And if you've seen the nurse walk in behind me, she said, "I love this guy," and that's what we do here is we teach. So there's no such thing as HIPAA. We're not all quiet about our illnesses. We're out there saying this really worked and that really worked. And we have a party in here. We have music therapy. Carter here does sound therapy. I mean, what happens here at the Carl Felt Center is just so much fun. It's worth a week in Idaho. And I want to visit Cheryl in Northern California, as we talked last week.
Cheryl is she's a senior practitioner. Like, she's got years into it. And the one thing she's got is heart. She's got pep. She's right in with me and you. You can tell, right?
Yeah, she was great last week. I wish I could have talked on Friday.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
I wasn't even functioning. I wasn't even conscious on Friday. I'll say that.
Well, when I can't do the show with you, I'll have her do the show with you, because you two make a really great pair. All right.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just waiting for people to say Cheryl does it better. Then there you go.
Hey, that's what we want. We want our students. I want to go to the beach. I do not want to do this. I'm 66. My students are 55 and up. Michael's a touch older than that. I want these kids to learn. That's our goal. Our goal as professors and teachers is that the next generation lives better. I want every student to outkick me. I want them to tell me I'm wrong. That's the fun of science. Prove it to me. I love it.
Well, I did have a few more products. Do you want me to leave them and we'll do them another time?
No, I want to see them, buddy. I want to see them.
You're okay?
I'm great.
Right. Okay.
I got my wires in. I'm doing pretty well.
You're all wired up, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I want to talk about black gold right now. Remember when we talked about black diamond, Judy? Well, black diamond is a nano. It'll go in the blood, the cells, and the brain. Black gold will only stay in the digestive tract, but it does the same as the black diamond. But I do want to say this, and I hope I wasn't wrong, and I don't know if you said it today, but I have always said, I don't know if anybody notices, but people will say, where's the good bacteria that you sell? I don't sell any good bacteria. I just do black gold for the digestive tract, and I do black diamond because black gold actually reinstates mummy's bacteria. If you're using daily cleansing tea black gold and you learn the things that Judy and I are teaching you, you will actually take one of mummy's good bacteria, and within just a few days to a few weeks, you'll have trillions of hers. Understand, every bacteria that you bring into your body is a foreign alien. Mummy's is the only one that is actually, and then all of these subsets come off of your mother's bacteria. They come off of your mother's bacteria. I have never jumped on a fad. You will find that about 80% of my products I was selling 35 years ago. They haven't changed. You know what? It doesn't change. You know what? God created the planet. The planet created and gave us what we needed to be healthy for eternity. Not living eternity, but eternal for all our brothers and sisters, backwards and forwards. The products we carry are the products that we no longer have. Guys, humic and fulvic is the most important thing that was ever in the soil. That's why the bacteria aren't there, because it's not there anymore. Yes, the pesticides, the herbicides also kills them, the same way that antibiotics kill yours. And understand something, I'll make it real short, everyone. Do not take I will not do antibiotics unless I'm in a life-threatening situation, because they will give me one later. There, that's it. Okay, remember what I said about vibration? How many people know that antibiotics vibrate below zero? That's why they turned on the fungus in the body, because you're not supposed to turn on the fungus. Okay, people with systemic candidiasis, they got way too much glyphosate and antibiotics in them. That's it. And what happened was the glyphosate and the antibiotics turned on a fungus mold that you were supposed to have when you were actually going to be dead in a few hours. There was no coming back, baby. And then when you did die, that fungus mold comes to life in you to restore you back to the soil, earth to earth, ashes. Guys, that's why there's so much leaky gut, because antibiotics vibrate below zero. Glyphosate below zero also causes leaky gut, leaky brain. But here, if you take glyphosate, it causes leaky gut, leaky brain. If you do antibiotics, it causes leaky gut. And it's not. It's leaky large intestine. And the reality is now you're a screen door in a submarine. But here's the problem. Antibiotics turn on the death vibe. That's called mold fungus. You know what? Don't believe me, but all you practitioners out there, wake up to this. You're going to have people in a house that has mold. And the person that's really moldy and fungusy on the inside of their body, that little bit of mold in the house is going to be enough to almost kill them. The rest of the people in the house that don't have the fungus mold in their body, they may be irritated, but not decimated. So understand, antibiotics, their main job is not to keep you alive, it's to turn on the fungus that you might call candidiasis, but understand, as soon as you take the antibiotic, the yeast turns into fungus, but the bad bacteria, they do get annihilated to a degree, but the good bacteria get damaged. You understand? And understand this, everyone. Do your homework, please. If you knew how to do a perfect day, you'd never have to do a fungal cleanse, parasite cleanse, and you'd never have to do a bowel cleanse, you'd never have to do a liver cleanse, you'd never have to do a heavy metal cleanse again. And whether you believe it or not, this is what I teach. I've been teaching it for a quarter of a century, and I'm absolutely right. You won't find me with bad bacteria, fungus, or parasites. You'll never find it. And you know, people are going, well, I can't wait till he can't make a show, or he looks really sick, or he throws up on his show, or he poops his pants. Good luck. You're going to have to live a long time. The reality is this, a perfect day is a perfect day. And all these people that sell all these different detoxifications, I hope you know that black diamond and black gold will totally detoxify you of heavy metals, parasites, okay, chemicals, okay? It'll do the whole detox of everything that you're running around doing, and all you do is just add it to your lifestyle. Black gold, you put in your blender drink. I just drank a blender drink, and I told you with what? 4 big raw organic eggs, okay, all right? And with strawberries, coconut milk. I put in black gold. I put in C60, okay, MCT oil. I put in my Mag Infusion. I love lots of magnesium because I'm so excited and so passionate. People think that I'm, oh, what's wrong with him? Is he